All right, let's start with the Surah Fatiha for the Shuhada of Islam and for all of your marhumin. Bismillah. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. For the truth to be revealed and for the right to be told, there needs to be something that is established before it, which is known as hujjat. Without hujjat, the truth is not established. The right is not established. Hujjat needs to be established first. Now, hujjat means proof. Hujjat is something that when it's established, then a human being will automatically trust it, rely what comes from it. That's called hujjat. It's a proof of something, meaning once you establish a proof, then you accept it. Aql accepts it. The mind accepts it when the proof is established. That's why, for example, you see that Imam Ali is known as Hujjatullah. He says, Ashhadu anna Aliyan Hujjatullah. What does that mean? He is the Hujjat of Allah, proof of Allah. Meaning, when Ali is known, then Allah is proven. Once you know Imam Ali, then automatically the mind has proven Tawheed of Allah. That's what it means. For example, ulama are known as Hujjatul Islam. In other words, when an alim lets his ilm be known, then Islam is proven. It's a proof of Islam. So hujjat needs to be established before the truth can be told. Before you say anything to anyone, you need to establish the hujjat of that thing first. For example, if you want to buy a Rolex, now Rolex is a hefty investment, right? A Rolex watch is a hefty investment. Would you buy a Rolex from a street peddler? You know, someone you see on the street, he says, hey, I have a Rolex, you want to buy it? Like, man, you know, I'll take a pass. I'll take a pass, it's okay, man, don't worry. I mean, you'd go to some place that's reliable, right? That's trustworthy to buy or to invest in something. If, for example, if you want to follow someone in life, would you follow someone that you don't know or someone who's new? You know, a new person comes to the local town and says, hey, listen, I am the new prophet here, you know, hey, you all follow me. We're like, I don't even know you. There's no trust. there's no reliability, there's no hujjat that's established. There's no proof that's established. For example, you have a local new resident alim who comes here. He says, I'm the resident alim, and you're like, okay, sure. Now, if I say something, okay, follow me or do this, be like, I don't know you that well. Really, having just an imama on the head doesn't prove anything. Hujjat needs to be established. Proof needs to be established first. So that proof, Allah establishes it in people. Whenever He wants to send someone to do something like a prophet or an imam or anything like that, for any task that Allah has, He establishes hujjat. How? By two things. Character, number one, and reliability. Trustworthiness. Right? One, you need to establish character. And the other, you need to establish reliability in someone. So what happens is that now He sent Rasulullah as His messenger to the people. Now, before Rasulullah said anything, He said, don't say anything to anyone yet. Why? Because if you say something, no one's going to accept it. First, I need to establish your proof. So He lived amongst the people until Allah can establish, one, His character. And that was established when people attested that He is Sadiq. He is Sadiq. Honest. They attested, meaning that we have never seen an honest person like him. And so, wow. And then reliability. How do you establish that? By amanat. That he's ameen. He's trustworthy. That I can trust what he says. By establishing these two things, Allah established the hujjat of Rasulullah in the people. So now when Rasulullah says something, the aql that knows this hujjat will not deny it. Will accept it. They won't say, oh, this is it. So you understand that. Hujjat is more important to establish first. That's why when Allah wanted to make Imam Ali the Imam, Salawat ala Muhammad, and He wanted to get him out there, of course He didn't say that, hey, this is Ali and that's it, you do that. No, there was a lot of work done to establish his credibility, his character. That's why Rasulullah said that Ana Madinatul Ilm wa Aliyun, that Ali is the door of the city of knowledge, that Ali is from me and I am from him, that Ali is the master of all those who believe. So what's all these he's saying? Is he trying to praise Imam Ali? No, it's not praising Imam Ali. It has nothing to do with that. It's establishing the credibility of Imam Ali in the people. That Allah established Rasulullah through miracles, through Quran, and through his character. And now Rasulullah and Allah are establishing Imam Ali's character and credibility, that when he says something, you accept it. Where he stands, you stand with him. He says, Ali ma'al haq wal haqqu ma'al Ali. Ali is with the truth is with Ali. Wherever Ali goes, the truth follows him. Why is Rasulullah saying all these things? In order to establish the credibility of the character of Imam Ali, because he's going to appoint Imam Ali as the Imam. Before he appoints him, he needs his character to be attested to by the people. That's why no one could deny the character of Imam Ali. Even his enemies could not deny the character of Imam Ali. They could not deny the credibility of Imam Ali. They all knew that if you want to know Islam, you need to go to Ali. And that's why Umar, for example, in every issue that he had, that he was facing, he asked Imam Ali for advice. Why? Because he knows that this is where the knowledge comes from. Everyone knows that. So when that's the case, why? Because Allah established the character of Imam Ali amongst the people, right? Because He wanted to give them a task. So my friends, what it means is that anyone that Allah wants to give a task to, a responsibility to, the first thing He does is establish His hujjat and His proof and His character and His credibility amongst the people. So why do you think now Allah wanted to give a task to Imam Hussein? A task that He has never given to anyone before this. And it's such a big task of becoming the warith of Anbiya. What does that mean? It says all the prophets and the mission of Allah depends on Imam Hussein. He put it on the shoulders of Imam Hussein. He said, I'm giving you this task. Now, obviously, if Imam Hussein just rose up without any backing, no one would have any trust in him. Why would I trust him for? If Hussein said that Yazid is wrong, why would I trust him? You see, first, his character needs to be established. So that's why you see Rasulullah saying this all the time. For example, Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn. Hussein is from me and I am from Hussein. Wow. Al-Hasan wal-Hussein, Sayyid-e Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. Hassan and Hussein are the masters of Jannat, of heaven. Establishing his what's he doing? He's establishing his character, his credibility. You see that? How is he doing that? Establishing his credibility. Imam Hussein was given the greatest task. He said, Al-Hasan wal-Hussein imaman qa'iman aw qa'idan. Hassan and Hussein are imams, whether they're sitting or whether they're standing. They are your imams. Why is Rasulullah saying this? And all the time he's saying this to people. For what reason? In order to establish the character and credibility of Imam Hussein. So that when he makes a stand, you know this is where the truth is. Wherever he goes, you know this is where the truth is. Anyone who opposes him, you know that is batil and that's false. He's establishing that. So everyone should know that. And now we come, really, Imam Hussein had this huge mission. This is if Islam is, and everyone attests to that, Shias and Sunnis, ulama, they attest to the fact that if Hussein wasn't there, we would not have Islam today. There wouldn't be any prayer. There wouldn't be any fasting. There wouldn't be any of these things because Yazid was ready to, finish everything. He said, this is all a joke. This is all a play of Bani Hashim to take power. That's all they did it for. These are his statements from the pulpit. So he was ready to deny and reject everything as the Amirul Mu'mineen and the leader of Islam. And the wasi of Rasulullah, he's saying, listen, Rasulullah played a joke on us. It's a prank, so don't worry. That's what he was saying. So now what happened? It would have been denied. All the people would be like, okay, let's go back to our old ways now. Everyone attests to the fact that Imam Hussein saved Islam. He saved it, right? That's it. So now, my friends, if you know what Imam Hussein is about, now let us come to this day. This day, Bibi Zainab alayhi salam was born. She was born. Now let me read the history for you of that birth. From here we go forward, where I want to take you. Listen to this very carefully, right? It says that when Bibi Zainab was born, Bibi Fatima asked Imam Ali to name her, give her a name. Imam Ali said that I won't dare precede the Prophet in doing this honor of naming her. I can't. Let's wait for Rasulullah to come back. He was gone at that time. So they waited for Rasulullah to come back, and he came back. And that baby girl was given to the Prophet to name. Rasulullah held the child in his hands, and then it says, فَنَزَلَ عَلَيْهِ جِبْرَائِيل. Jibreel came on the Prophet. وَيَبْلُغُهُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَسْمَاهَا Zainab. He said that Allah has named her Zainab. Allah has named her Zainab. Ta'ani, what does Zainab means? Shajaratun jamilatun ra'ihatun tayyiba. He says that Zainab means a beautiful tree with a fragrance that is beautiful. A beautiful tree that has a beautiful fragrance is the meaning of Zainab. That word comes from there. So, when that came, right after, فَبَكَى Rasulullah. First, he put his cheek on the cheek of Bibi Zainab, and then started to cry. He started to cry. فَسَأَلُوا. So all the people, they thought that this was gharib, that was strange. You know, why are you crying? Your granddaughter is born. You should be like happy, right? Happy, giving out gifts and sweets and saying to people, you know, Mubarak and all these things. He started crying, so obviously the people around thought that that was strange. وَسَأَلُوهُ, and asked him, why are you crying? مَا يَبْكِيكَ. What makes you cry? He says, قَالَ. Rasulullah says, قَالَ أَخْبَرَنِي. Now this is important, my friends. Akhbara. He didn't say that Zainab's going through these problems, this and that. You know, listen what he said. He gave a title to Bibi Zainab, the first title that she got. He says, Akhbarani Jibreel. Jibreel informed me, Satakuno, that Zainab will be Sharikatul Hussein. Fi Musabihi. She is going to be the sharik, the equal partner of Hussein in Hussein's mission. Equal partner. Not that she is one side and Hussein's the main mission, that Hussein is on the side. No, Zainab is going to become an equal partner of Hussein's mission, which is the greatest and the most important mission that Allah has given anyone, more than Rasulullah. More than Rasulullah. Why? Because Rasulullah just came to establish the truth. But what's the use of that truth if it dies? What's the use of that truth if it's killed? It's finished. Then Rasulullah didn't do anything. His mission would be wasted. That's why Hussein became that thing which saved Islam, which saved Rasulullah. That's why he said, Husaynun minni wa ana sahma. That's why Rasulullah said, Husaynun minni wa ana min Hussein. I am from Hussein also. Because if it's not for Hussein, I wouldn't be here. No one would take my name. Hussein's going to save my name. Hussein's going to save this deen, this faith for people. Imagine Imam Hussein's task, and Zainab is equally a partner in that task. And rightfully so. Now that we know history, we see it, right? Imam Hussein faced one day of difficulty. One day and it's over. And according to Imam Sajjad, he said that Shahadat mirathuna. Shahadat is our way of life. Shahadat is a way of life. We are proud of it. We are proud of shahadat, of giving our life for Allah. This is, we are proud of. There's nothing for us to shy away from that. My friends, Imam Hussein faced shahadat, so he didn't face any hardship. That wasn't hard. It's their way of life. They went to battle. What do you think will happen in battle? You're going to get killed. Your children are going to get killed. So the shahadat of Ali Akbar is not something, wow, oh my God, Ali Akbar. No, I'm sorry, this is battle. That's what happens in battle. You went to the battlefield, you're going to die. You're going to get killed. There's chance of that. So Ali Akbar died, Abbas died, all these people died. It's not a strange thing. My friends, that is not something that was like, wow, and all these things. Yes, it happened. It's a great, it's so much thing. But what happened to Zainab is not called for. She went through that. Now, I'm saying these things obviously for us to have ma'rifat of her now. Have ma'rifat of her. Who is Bibi Zainab? What is she? Better question is, what is she? Let me just go through some of the things that she is. And maybe some misconceptions. I see a lot of people Shias have a lot of misconceptions about Bibi Zainab. Shias have. Let alone the others. The others don't matter. I'm talking about Shias, the Shias of Ahlul Bayt. There are a lot of misconceptions they have about Bibi Zainab. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. She's known as Aqila Bani Hashim. Aqila is from the word aql. It is an exaggerated form of someone who is highly intelligent, a genius. In other words, Aqila is a genius, someone who's a genius. She is known as the genius of Ahlul Bayt amongst Ahlul Bayt. She's a genius. Her mind was so fast and so good that any issue that was put in front of her would be solved instantaneously, spontaneously. When she was a toddler, 3 years old, less than that, Imam Ali was spending time with her, with his hand on her hair, and playfully asked his daughter, "Can you say one for your father?" And Bibi Zainab said one. And then Imam Ali said, "Can you say two for your father?" Bibi Zainab didn't say anything. He says, "Aren't you going to say two for your father?" Bibi Zainab said, "I only say one, because I only recognize Allah as one. There is no two." He's just talking numbers, and Bibi Zainab is where her mind going? To the Tawheed of Allah, that there is no two. I cannot say two. Imagine this. This is the character. What do you mean by character? Intelligence. How her mind is working. You can understand her as a child right now. How her mind is working. And Imam Ali was so happy with her answer. That's why she is Aqila Bani Hashim, the Aql of Ahlul Bayt. My friend, she was 4 years old when Bibi Fatima passed away. When she passed away, she was 4 years old. You know that when Bibi Khadija died, how old was Bibi Fatima? 5 years old. She was 5 years old, all right, when she died. And then what did Bibi Fatima do? At the age of 5, she took the place of her mother in the house, looking after Rasulullah. To the extent that Rasulullah said, Umme Abiha. She's the mother of her father in her care for me. Imagine this. Bibi Zainab, when she was 4 years old, Bibi Fatima passed away. And as Bibi Fatima passed away, Bibi Zainab took her place in the house as a caretaker of Imam Ali and Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. Being younger than all of them, she used to take care of them. She used to look after them to make sure that their needs are met. I mean, Hassan, Hussein are still children, and she's younger than them. Imagine the responsibility on her. What is this? This is Allah getting her ready for this job that she's going to have from Allah. Yes, my friends, that's it. Allah established her character and credibility. That's what He did. Rasulullah established it. Imam Ali, Bibi Fatima established it. So wherever you see Zainab speak, you know that what she's saying, you can trust. Now let's see what she has done. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. My friends, how did she help Imam Hussein? How did she help Islam? When after Karbala happened, where did the event happen? Where was Imam Hussein killed? In Karbala. Very good. Is Karbala a city? No. Is it a town? Is it a village? Nothing. Who lived in Karbala? Nobody. So whatever happened in the middle of nowhere. Happened in the middle of nowhere. So, who would know the truth of what happened? The media is with the government. People are with the government. And the government itself has its own agenda. They could have spun it any way they want. They said Hussein got lost and you know what? They died thirsty. Finish. Too bad. We regret that. Isn't that the case? So what did Bibi Zainab do? My friends, with all the things that happened to her, and she's going as a hostage in handcuffs, and with all the atrocities that she's going through. Every place she goes and is stopped and she sees people, she is talking to them. Now, what is she talking? What is she saying? She's just answering the 5 basic questions. What, where, who, when, that's it. What happened, where it happened, who was involved, how it happened. That's it. That's all she's repeating everywhere. So that everyone just hears what? Hears the facts. They hear the facts. And she established in such a way that no one can change it afterwards. No one can alter the facts afterwards. Imagine the genius. With no media, with nothing in her hand, she used whatever she had to establish the mission of Imam Hussein and the truth of it everywhere she went. A lot of people, when I hear majalis, unfortunately, you hear some emotionally depressed person wailing and hitting her face and this and that. Oh, who do you think Bibi Zainab is? She's highly intelligent. She's not an uswa, an example for women. She's an example for men. Men get emotional like that, She was solid. Like a mountain, she stood there and spoke so precisely to tell, how can you do that? This is one of the karamat of Bibi Zainab. One of the great, mu'jizah of Bibi Zainab. In that situation, to hold your calm and composure and say the truth about everything. This is amazing. Subhanallah. Imagine what Bibi Zainab is. in that situation that she has gone through, to maintain her composure like that, it requires aql, my friends. It requires character. This is that beauty that we see. And the speeches that she gave on the street sides and in palaces in front of Yazid and all that. You know, she wasn't there with Yazid and said, you kill my brother and Allah curse you and this and that. No. She said the things that Yazid needed to hear and everyone else needed to hear to disprove anything about Yazid, to shred him into pieces. Whatever false pride that he had, she shred that into pieces in front of everyone. He had no answer. The emperor has no answer. He's just like quiet. Subhanallah, my friends, look at Bibi Zainab. It wasn't an emotional thing. This is amazing. That's why when we look at her, we're like, Subhanallah. I mean, who are you that you can do this? Subhanallah. Example number 2, let me give you. You know, in this journey, so many things happened to the family of Imam Hussein. Hunger. You know, they weren't being fed properly. So they were hungry. Thirst. Same thing. They used to play around with them with water. They used to drink water in front of them and not give them. Because the soldiers were just hoping that they would just die. You know, and we don't have to carry them around. So they weren't feeding them. They were not giving them water also. On the other hand, they were tired of the journey. Imagine the journey. I mean, those of you who have gone for Arba'in, and alhamdulillah, you did the walk from Najaf to Karbala, which is, you know, tell you the truth, it's pretty like a picnic affair there, right? I mean, you get all the services you want, you know. You got people there serving you food, relaxation, massages, and everything. You got health clinics over there, whatever you want. You can get medical care and attention and all these things there. And everyone's there to help you. Exactly. And still, and at the time when you end the walk, you're like, oh my God, it's tired. Bro, you just, you know, you just had a good time for 3 days. And you're like this tired. I see it every year, right? You know, people getting tired, this and that, just by doing that walk. The family was taken on this journey, bareback camels, sometimes walking, handcuffs, heat, exhaustion, sun, all of it. No one's caring for them. No one's even asking them, are you okay? All of that, right? So imagine this, where they ended up and their state. I want you to just imagine their state first. Then we will see the difference. You know, here in that situation, there were people, alhamdulillah, there were people who were kind enough to come and ask them to see if they need anything. It wasn't that no one asked. No, that's also wrong. There were people who came and asked, can we do something for you? Do anything. Imagine this. Now, when she's looking, now on one hand that, and the other hand, people are throwing stones in Sham. You know those stones, they're pelting it. So the women and children are seriously injured, bleeding, with wounds that are open, pain from the stones that are hitting them. I mean, really, if you have gone for Hajj, you know, in the old days, when people used to throw pebbles and it used to hit the other people on the other side, it used to say it was very dangerous. People will be bleeding when they're coming out and this and that. And these are like small pebbles, right? We are small pebbles. People are throwing stones at them. Freely. Imagine this, what they're going through. So they need help. When people came and asked them for help, what did she ask for? Did she ask for water? I mean, children are there, thirsty. She didn't ask for water. Did she ask for food? At least give some food that you have in the house. At least we can eat, get energy to go through this. Some physical energy. No. She didn't ask for food. Did she ask for medical care? Hey, listen, we are bleeding. At least bring something, to stop this bleeding. She didn't ask for that. You know what she asked for? He says, if you want to help, at least give us something to put on our head and cover ourselves. To Bibi Zainab, her modesty, her hijab was more important than her life. And these people can die any moment. Heat stroke, sunstroke, exhaustion, you go through it, list. He says, no, I would rather die, but at least give me a cover. So many places she asked for hijab. At least get some for us. See who is Bibi Zainab and what's important for her. Second example I'm giving you. Understand this. These are things that her character is established, her credibility is established, and now she's teaching. Now she's teaching, right? First lesson was aql. Use your aql over your emotions. Second lesson is modesty. Protect your modesty more than even your life. Protect your modesty, your iffat, right? Number 3, my friends. Ahlul Bayt were not allowed to mourn. Listen to salawats. Ahlul Bayt were not allowed to mourn or do azah or anything like that, right? And because of this incident and because of her speech that she gave in the court of Sham, in the palace of Sham, in front of all the people who were gathered there, the people were disturbed. The disturbance grew. Even in Sham, everyone was criticizing Yazid. And Yazid's approval rating were at all-time low. Right? He was you already had poor rating amongst Muslims, but that's it. After what happened, everyone started talking and saying, this is terrible, what happened. And Yazid then said, okay, you know what, I need to do something about it. So he called Imam Sajjad. And says, listen, you all are free to go. You can go. Sajjad said, all right. Whatever you need, this and that, we will do it for you. Right? Go, this and that. This was a PR move by Yazid. He needed to do something to rectify the situation. So he told Imam Sajjad, you are free to go, you can do that. Imam Sajjad said that I don't do anything without the advice of my aunt Zainab. I don't do anything without her advice, let me ask her. So he went to Bibi Zainab and said that Yazid has freed us. What do you want to do? You see this? First of all, you'd be like, let's get the hell out of here. No, Bibi Zainab said, okay, we will go, but not like this. Not like this. Imagine this. I want you to see the genius of Bibi Zainab. She says, no, not like this. First, we will have azadari of my brother Hussein in Sham. I'm going to do the azadari of Hussein in Sham. This is like, okay, you know what? Yazid wants to get rid of the problem. And Bibi Zainab said, no, not like this. We're going to have the azadari. It wasn't an emotional discussion. Oh, we haven't done, because in majlis you hear it this way. Oh, we haven't had majlis, or we weren't able to cry for Imam Hussein for all this time, so let us cry. No, that wasn't the reason. Imagine that Yazid, who, because they were in jail for 3 days. That's it. They're in jail for 3 days. In 3 days, Yazid said, all right, let them go. He wanted to get rid of them. And just 3 days ago, Yazid was on the pulpit trying to humiliate Islam, to deny it. And 3 days later, she says, I want to do and establish the Majlis of Imam Hussein here. Imagine this genius. This is genius for her. And she said, I want to establish it here. And 3 days they did Azadari. 3 days. They cried, meaning they did the zikr of Imam Hussein. Ladies of Sham came there. In fact, first day, Yazid himself sent the ladies of Sham to go there and do Azadari with them. He himself sent them. And when they came dressed, as official guests or in a party or somewhere. And when Bibi Zainab saw them, she said, is this how you mourn for your dead? Is this how you do Azadari? Go back. Change your clothes and come back to something that is appropriate. So they went back and they were like, okay, we came back here. She had everything changed. They had decorations there because it's going to be, Yazid ordered this. Okay, let them do the Azadari here. Yazid ordered, so, his people, had the whole place decorated. Had the whole place decorated. He said, take all this down. We are not here to celebrate something. Everything was taken down. Then they did the dhikr of Imam Hussein, establishing the facts of Karbala. Yes, they cried. Of course they cried, because Karbala is packaged in Azadari. That's what the package Allah sent it in. They cried. But what happened? Bibi Zainab established it. Ladies came. The guards who were outside, they were told to get out so that they don't hear the voice of women. Go away from there. So all the men were sent away so that the woman can do Azadari. And the woman can do their Azadari. Imagine, these are things, she established Majlis and the akhlaq and adab of Majlis. Imagine how beautiful this is, how she's establishing it. Establishing that this is, my friends, what right. And when she did that, you know what? 3 days of Majlis was enough to create a movement in the whole of the Muslim world, by which eventually Yazid fell and the whole empire of Bani Umayyah fell. This is Zainab's work. It's very important for us also. This is the house of Bibi Fatima this year, and it's named after her, Zahra Islamic Center, right? That's what it's named after, Zahra Center. My friends, this is the place, this is the house of Bibi Fatima. The core, the ruh of Islam, that ruh, that spirit of Islam comes from women, not men. Men are, half decent, very good. But women are the core. If the house of Bibi Fatima is empty, it's because of the woman, not the men. Who do you think brings the husbands out? If you leave it up to the husbands are watching football Sunday. Sunday's football. You sit over there and watch football. But if his wife says, no, it's time to go to the masjid, you think he's going to say no? The children, when do they come? They come when the mothers bring them. They have to come. My friends, in any community, if you see that the community is weak, then just look at the woman. That is where the spirit needs to come from. It's the mothers, the sisters, these are the people who are going to bring about faith in the community. They bring the faith out. That's what Bibi Zainab did. She established azadari for women because she knew that if the women get that aqidah in their hearts, if they get that in their hearts, then you know what? Everything else will change. Everyone else will change. And she did that. That's why, yes, majlis for men is also important. Imam Sajjad, Imam Baqir, Imam Sadiq, they used to encourage people to have majlis in their homes and this and that. But Bibi Zainab and the ladies, when they went back to Medina also, they used to have majlis for ladies. So that the ladies, when they become, and they fall in love with Ahlul Bayt, then that love will spread to everywhere. Well, this is it, my friends. Now it is up to our women to bring out their families, to bring them. Don't leave the house of Bibi Fatima empty. You know, I don't know, I don't know if you have, for me, this is the same as going to Karbala or Najaf or any place. It's the house of Ahlul Bayt. What's the difference? You go to a house of Ahlul Bayt, I stand at the door first and seek permission to enter. Here at Az-Zahra Center. I kiss the door when I enter. Because this is Bibi Fatima's house. That door is made of wood. In the haram it's made of all these fancy things. It doesn't matter. It still belongs to her. Friends, this is the ruh of coming here, of having faith. Not leaving her house empty. Making sure that we are here for this. This is what Bibi Zainab is about. And this is what she established. And this is what we want to keep alive now. Make dua at this door when you come. Your duas are answered here at this door. It's like you're asking in front of the house of Bibi Fatima. I come here at your door. This is the importance of this place that we have. Treasure it. Make it something that is valuable in your heart. وَمَن يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ. Those who give importance to the signs of Allah. فَإِنَّهُ مِن تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. It is from the piety of their hearts. وَآخِرُ الدَّعْوَانَا أَنِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. صلوات على محمد. Yes, brother. There's questions and answers. Yes, brother. Go ahead. Yes. That's up to the. You can stick. Yeah, that's up to the Abu Ali and the program community there. He can discuss it. Yeah, he got your input now, so inshallah they will look at it for sure. Yes, brother. Who? Who pays him? No, not aunts. I heard in the speech something, and I'm trying to think what I said in the speech that could be what he heard. I'm trying to think about that, but that's something. Let me see my notes. If I said something, let me see what I said, young man. You said majlis, you said hijab, some words in Arabic. Sometimes, I try to translate everything to make sure that everyone knows it in English also. But sometimes I might miss it, so please forgive me for that. But because you did ask a question, you get double the price, so that's $2, and the man with the orange coat there was going to give it to you, so you go and claim your prize right now. Go ahead, go ahead. He's coming to you. Let him come to the prize. Allahumma salli ala. Yes, yes, we stay true to our promise. So any other kids who want to ask questions, they can ask questions. You know, we have prizes to give away until supplies last. So, but that's a good question, a good try. Excellent. Right? Any other questions? We have time for question and answers now, you know, for this. Yeah, of course, anyone now. No money for that. He's like, can I ask? Alaikum salam. Sham, yeah. In the jail. Right, right. 3 days, yes. Yes. No, no, no. They were in Sham for a total of 7 days. They were Sham for a total of 7 days, from the 1st of Safar till the 7th of Safar. They were there, and then they left there, and they made it back to Karbala by Arba'in. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, the history says 1 week they were in Sham. So they were in jail for 3 days, and then they did this azab for 3 days and 1 day for leaving. So 7 days in history it says that they were in Sham totally. Now a lot of our people, they, you know, like for example, they say, you know, they've been there for a year, but there's no basis for that. You know, there's no basis for that. There's no history of that. Yeah, a lot of, yes, I heard also growing up, you know, they were there for a whole year, this and that. No, they were only there for 1 week in Sham, and they were there in the prison for 3 days, you know, and that's it. Oh, yeah, that was before. That was the journey. That's counted as a journey. You know, from, you know, the amount of time that's counted as journey to Sham. But once they got in Sham, you know, from the day they were in the court, they were there in 3 days in jail, and then they were let go, and then 3 days they spent there, and then 1 day they were getting ready to leave, and they left. So 1 week they were in Sham, you know. So I mean, a lot of this, you know, obviously a lot of people, they don't actually read the history, and they just repeat things they heard, you know, instead of actually going and looking at what the history says. Yes. Yes, brother. About, well, I mean, here's the thing, right? For the Ahlul Bayt, there's many books, you know. I mean, there's Al-Irshad by Shaykh Mufid, right? If you want to go there. There's Hayatul Qulub by Allama Majlisi. You know, that's a book you want to read, you know, history of the... No, no, in English. Yes, 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 it's in English. Right, you know, so you can read that. There's a series of books on the Imams by Karashi. You know, it's all in English. Each of the Imams, he has a separate books of their history. It's in English also. You can do that. There's a lot of resources now for reading, if you want to read. You know, yes. That's one history, yes. There are three possibilities of where Bibi Zainab is. There's a shrine that's in Syria, yes. There's a shrine in Egypt, and a possibility of that she's in Baqi. Yes. So there are three histories of where she is. You know, and historians are separate, but you know, there's explanation about Egypt that see, Imam Ali had 3 daughters by the name of Zainab. 3 daughters by the name of Zainab, right? And so, in explanation of Egypt, it might be that one of the daughter, other Zainab, went to Egypt. She was also known for her intensity in crying for her brother Imam Hussein. She was also known for that. So a lot of times these two are mixed. Zainab, Kulthum. She was also nicknamed Kulthum, right? But she's not from Bibi Fatima. She's from another wife of Imam Ali. But that Zainab, so she might have gone to Egypt because of the history goes like this, that her crying and all that raised a lot of commotion in Medina. So the governor of Medina wrote a letter to Yazid. Yazid said to get rid of her from Medina. So they got rid of her from Medina, and she was forced to go to Egypt. And it said that she went there with two of the daughters of Imam Hussein, right? Fatima, Sughra, and it said that in the history. And she died there about 9 months after she went to Egypt, and they have a shrine there. So that shrine is, as I say, Zainab bint Ali. So now it became, confused with this Zainab. Now, in regarding Syria, the one that's in Syria, right? There's not that much history about it. It just became known. The history of that is that there was a famine in Medina, and Abdullah ibn Ja'far al-Tayyar, her husband, decided to move to Syria at that time because of the famine, and he took Bibi Zainab there, and she died when she came there, and that's how the history goes for that riwayat, of that. She, and the third possibility ulama give is that no, Abdullah did not go to Syria. He stayed in Medina, and she died in Medina and is buried in Baqi. So there are three different things. One of them, Egypt, is out of the question, so that would be something else. But either could be Sham or here. But because her shrine is made there in Syria, so it's now mashhur and famous that it's in Syria. You have to understand that Ahlul Bayt did not have freedom. Imam Sajjad did not have freedom, to do whatever he wants. It wasn't like that. None of the Imams had freedom to do whatever they want. They're always under the persecution of the government. Always. Look at all the Imams and you'll see the history. That's why all of them are shaheed. They didn't become shaheed because, they went out to battle. Even at home, they were like, not right. So this is, so a lot of information is not known because everything was done in hiding without public knowledge as to what's going on. All right, any other question? Okay, so now, next week I was thinking of starting a topic. We know that every week we'll have this program, inshallah, and we invite you to come and be a part of it and learning and, again, keeping the house of Bibi Fatima warm, and with people and the zikr of Ahlul Bayt, this has its huge effects in our life. Having the zikr of Ahlul Bayt, this whole community will have it. It's like this, have you been for Hajj? Like, how many of you have been for Hajj? Okay, if you haven't, right, I do take Hajj trips, so if you want to go, you can contact me. Advertise a commercial break. But now, have you been for ziyarat? Right? Okay. One of the ways of ziyarat being accepted, you should know this because most ziyarat is not accepted. Most Hajj is not accepted. Right? One of the ways of making sure that your Hajj is accepted or your ziyarat is accepted is to make sure that you go in a group. To go in a group. The mercy that Allah sends upon a group is that in a group, whoever it is, right, you have many people coming in a group. the mercy Allah has is that if one person's ziyarat is accepted, He will accept it from everyone. He will accept that ziyarat. So when you go with a group, you know that this is accepted, finish, alhamdulillah. Any size. They said, how many people do you need to make Jummah prayers? Yes, so it should be more than that. It should be more than that. Yes, you know. So it means that different people that you don't know come. That's a group. Anyone who's saying that, hey, listen, in the old days, that's how it used to happen. People used to announce, I'm going, and this other person, okay, I'll go with you, and then a group is made, and they go. Like that. The Imams encourage that. He says, you all get together, see who else wants to go, and then go as a group. Why? Because when you go as a group, there's a mission behind it. There's a reason, a purpose behind it also, right? Which I don't want to say right now because it'll take time. But if you go as a group, that ziyarat is accepted. And here's the thing. This zikr that we are having here, you know, is the means of our rizq being halal and tayyib. So those who are here are doing a favor on those who are not coming by making their rizq halal and tayyib also. Because of your presence here, the Shias who are here in the area, who are not able to come for whatever reason, you're making their rizq halal. So come here and be a part of this zikr. Every week, inshallah, we get together and you'll see slowly a community is going to be built. We will go from being an organization to an actual community. Right now we have an organization of people who are members, who come here because there are programs going on. And a community will be people who are living together with one purpose. And that will happen soon, inshallah. All right, and obviously there's food here also, right? So let's have that, let's do some ziyarat and we'll have